Hey, what's up, guys? It's time has come to answer questions. The questions from my question and answer video. So I got 12 comments overall. Um, so yeah, it could be depending on how long I take to answer these. Yeah, I just woke up, so this may take a couple seconds here, a couple minutes, a couple takes. I don't know. Sorry about that. Had to pause there for a second. Anyway, so back to this. I'll start off just at the top of the list. I printed out all the questions here, so it's going to kind of go off the fly here. Start off with Jug Cord. Favorite action flick? I would have to say Terminator 2. Because back when it came out, that made you fear 1997. That movie did. It had a great story. It had great action. The CG today still stands up as being some of the best special effects. I mean, it's just, the movie was innovative. It was amazing. And who doesn't love Arnold with a fucking minigun? I mean, come on. Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2? I'd have to say Evil Dead 2. I like that one a little better. Let's see. Zombie movies or slashers? I like zombie movies a lot, but I have to say I'm a little bit bigger fan of slashers. Let's see. If you could direct a movie, what genre would it be, and what would the story be? Let's see. Boss Blood and I have actually talked about this a little bit, and that we could make a pretty good horror movie. And I think that would be a lot of fun. Pretty good slasher flick. And I'd have to say that it would be pretty fun. And you know, his brother did this trailer for a movie called Garage Days about a guy who's snatching up all the kids in his neighborhood and fucking taking them into his garage and killing them and stuff. And the trailer he did was really, really cool, really well done. We've always talked about, you know, actually making that movie. That would be really cool and stuff. So I mean, that would be what would come to mind if I was to want to make a movie. I'd want to do it with Boss Metal and do that. Favorite metal band? What kind of metal? That's my question to you. What kind of metal? As far as death metal goes, I like Malevolent Creation. I like some Cannibal Corpse, and I really like Boss Metal's. His way of writing music and stuff, and his way of writing death metal I really like. As far as new metal goes, and you know, let me say this really quickly. I didn't even know the difference between metals and stuff before I started hanging out with Boss Metal, because I've always been a person that's just kind of listened to whatever. And so I'd have to say, as far as new metal goes, I'd have to say probably Godsmack. I really like Godsmack. I can listen to most of their songs and not have a problem with it, you know, with most of their stuff. So I guess I'll go with that. Ron Farrell asked, what is your least favorite genre of movie? Chick flicks. Romantic movies. Just nasty chick flicks. Stupid ass chick flicks. Like, for instance, like The Devil Wears Prada or something like that. That's something that comes to mind there. I don't watch those movies. I fucking hate them. And so, yeah. They could probably be decent movies and I wouldn't even know it because I refuse to watch them. So, There are some romantic comedies that I like I Love You Man. It's kind of a romantic comedy, and that movie was really fucking funny. But whatever. Anyway, moving along. Ryan, 1988. What are some of my favorite horror films? Let's see. Halloween, the original, Rob Zombie's Halloween. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Ooh, I'll throw that up there as one of my favorite horror flicks. I really like a movie that I just recently watched with Boss Metal and that I didn't know was out there. And that was Rawhead Rex. That was really good. Let's see. Some more favorite horror flicks. I like all the Friday the 13th. I like all the Nightmare on Elm Streets for the most part. My list isn't very long when it comes to horror flicks because, like I've said before, I haven't been into horror for a very long time. So I just started collecting. I just started watching about 2 years ago and stuff. So I haven't seen as many as most people have. So hold on a second. Sorry about that. Anyway, so yeah, so like I was saying, so I haven't seen a lot to really, you know, say what's, you know, one are some of my favorites. I'd have to say Stephen King's It, just for the fact that that's the first horror movie I ever watched. It scared the living shit out of me when I was a kid. I think it was in 3rd grade when I watched that. 3rd or 4th, I can't remember. But anyway, one of those two. It scared the shit out of me when I was a little kid, and you know, I like didn't get good sleep for like 2 weeks. But anyway, I mean, it's not as scary as I thought it was. You know, now that I've watched it again and stuff. But it's Stephen King, so you know, it's crazy. But anyway, so hopefully that answers your question. What other genre of movies do you enjoy? I love action movies. I love good action movies. I don't like, you know, really corny action movies, like Last Action Hero or something. You know, kind of more kid type movies. I really like a lot of the comic book movies that are coming out. I liked all 3 of the Spider-Mans. I really liked The Dark Knight. Heath Ledger was amazing as the Joker. It's, you know, unfortunate that he passed away. I like the old Batman movies up until George Clooney took over. Val Kilmer was okay. Not one of my favorites, but Michael Keaton, I think, was probably one of the best, or is probably the best who played Batman, in my opinion. The original Batman with Jack Nicholson and stuff, that was an amazing movie. That was really, really well done. And like I was just saying before, there are some romantic comedies that I like. I like good comedies, or like really good comedies. I'm a big Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly fan. I'm not a big fan of them when they're by themselves. I don't think they're nearly as funny, but when they get together, they come up with some of the greatest comedy ever. Yeah, so and as far as the romantic comedies go, there's not that many that I really like, but there have been a couple out there that are funny. Oh, one of my other favorite comedies. Shit, I just drew a blank. It was just recently, it just came out too. Oh, fuck it, whatever. Moving along. If you were able to pick 5 out-of-print DVDs, which would they be? Oh, shit. Wow. I don't know if I can answer that. I really don't. I want Rawhead Rex. As far as the rest of it goes, I don't know. I think I should have researched that question a little bit to see what is out of print. So, anyway, I'm running out of time. Let me finish this, and then I'll start